Hello gang, another LOB 2 video here in the continuing the basics series. I picked a matchup here. Instead of rolling randomly, I wanted to pick something that I thought would be likely to produce a TKO or maybe some fatigue factor if it goes long enough. So I have here Mike DeJean and Sonny Liston. These two met in the late 50s. I think 1959, and Liston was near his prime at that point, I think, and Liston did indeed stop DeJean by TKO. So I'm hoping for a similar result here, and kind of show you how the TKO stoppage mechanics work. It hasn't actually changed from LOB 1. Except that we're using the 6-to-1 ratio now instead of the modern progression of 6-5-4 that I was using 5 years ago. All right, so 6-to-1. It's just easier to remember, and that's really the way it's been done in LOB most of the time. Opening round. Well, let's see. So to discuss these two guys, I mean, Liston obviously heavily favored, more powerful, better fighter, better jab, better chin, better in almost every way. DeJean does have a trait. His chin is 3, his will is 4, so those are not great numbers. However, those numbers are not reduced by knockdowns. They can be reduced by other things, for maybe a stagger, something like that. But those are conditional adjustments. The chin will trait in this case applies to the more permanent adjustments where you've been knocked down, you've been knocked down in round 1 or 2, and that still affects your chin in round 7, 8, 9, whatever. That's not the case with DeJean. But yeah, if he gets staggered a couple times in inside of one round, then he can become temporarily vulnerable in that space. Okay, maybe we'll see that in action. Let's see. So opening round, rolling 2 dice, taking the low result for Liston. It's a 1. He's outside. Let's see. His endurance, I think, is 22, and DeJean is 18. Is that true? 14. Yeah. Okay. And then DeJean starts off. Ooh, he rolls high. 13. He's going to be inside. Outside versus inside to get us started. That'll be the normal column on open and high action. And then the CTNs is 10 minus 6, difference of 4 in favor of Liston, gives him a threshold of 8. 8 through 20 is his range, and then the blue range is 11 through 20. So I'll just write down the 8 and 11 thresholds, and we're all set. All right, should this go the distance? I hadn't even thought about that. Should it go the distance, I'll stop it at 10 rounds. Liston starts off with a 20 on control, 20-2, 34, and oops, I forgot to put the mode cards out here. Outside and inside, too busy talking. .34, and DeJean's defense is 1. The result was 2, column A. 34 is a 1-point jab. Liston's excellent jab. Connects right from the start here, and we are going to test DeJean's ability cut resistance here. So cut rating 5. I think he needs a 10, and he does need a 10, and I rolled a 10. He needs a 10 or better. And so he barely avoids a cut in the opening moments of round 1. Woo! Boy, that would have been ugly. Now Dijon answers back 46. This is going to shift to column D. All right, 46, column D. Body head combo for 1 point. And, 16 and 19 is going to push us into high action. 0-0 on the high action result. Normal column. This is a savage flurry. Boy, these guys are just going to get after it all of a sudden. Both of them throwing combinations simultaneously. And it's a savage flurry. The fighter with the greater power. Okay, that's listed by a couple points anyway. Wins this exchange 3-2, stunning the opponent with a combination. So we have our first stun. Dijon's defense of 1 would go to 0. So all I need to do is roll the percentile dice and look in column A. As Liston has automatic control 23, and he follows up with a 1-point combination. A lot of leather being thrown here for an opening round. Wow. You never know what the dice are going to give you. All right, middle of round 1. They both roll a 10. That is going to be in Liston's favor, 86. 1-point hook. And 15 and 13. Not quite high action, but close. Liston is the red. 15, 76. So he throws a jab, but it's dodged. It's shifted to column D. So Dijon is able to recognize what Liston's trying to do. He avoids a dangerous jab there, and then answers back with a 12 in column A. That is a 2-point hook coming from Dijon. Good stuff. And Dijon is over by 7. Liston was also over his CTM, but he was over by less. So he was only over by 4. 0-4, that's column D. So here is a 1-point uppercut and a cut chance. So Liston's cut rating is 7. He needs a 7, rolls an 8. So both men have narrowly avoid cuts here in the opening round. And we have Dijon rallying down the stretch here. How's this round going to end? It's going to end with... Okay, so it's 17 and 13 are the control rolls. Dijon is over by more. He's over by 6. Liston is only over by 5. And so Dijon, 35. Column A. Nope. That 1 on defense shifts to column B. And so that's another uppercut thrown by Dijon with ill intent. However, it's missed as Liston sees it coming. So we got 4, 5, 6 points for Liston. TKO point against Dijon. 3, 4, 5, 6 points. It's an even round. TKO point each. All right, 3 points off each. So 19 and 15 respectively. And let's see, you know what? On even rounds, I like to just check for both typically. They're both not sure whether they got the better of it and might want to try to do something differently. So Liston with a 9, he's going to go inside. Dijon goes outside, so they're going to swap. Inside, outside. Which leaves us on the normal column. 18 for Dijon. He's rolling well. 0-1, but it's column D. It's a 1-point uppercut. He likes that uppercut. 20 and 15 respectively pushes us to high action. 0-8, that's what the result was. In the normal column is going to be a defensive edge, and that is going to be in Liston's favor. And he wins this exchange 2-1 with his jab. So, good tactical fighting there by Liston. Connecting with that pile driver jab. Let's see, Dijon over by 4, Liston over by 3. It's a 90 column D. That would have been a K check for Dijon, but instead, it's a 1-point hook. Dijon, the busier fighter, up to this moment anyway. Now Liston, 98 column A. Connects with a big uppercut, standing Dijon up and suddenly taking the lead in this round, 4-3. As we reach the middle of round 2, Liston on a roll, 13. Another 2-point uppercut, crunch. Heavy stuff coming from Liston here. Everything he's landed has been 2 points. Liston some more, 10-1 on control, 87 column A. This time he goes to the body with an uppercut. Oof! Boy, this is just some jolting, bruising, grinding kind of stuff. Let's see here. Liston over by 3, Dijon only over by 1, so 12 in column A is a 2-point hook. After going to the body in the previous segment, he's opened up a space to go upstairs with his big hook, and he takes that opportunity. He's racking up some points. And then things slow down here. Open action 24. Normal column. That's a clean clinch. Since Dijon is trying to operate outside and Liston is very effective on the inside, you can pretty much imagine that's Dijon tying Liston up momentarily, trying to get a breather. Then Dijon comes out swinging here in the final segment, making a statement. 63 would have been a 1-point jab, but it misses. Liston is able to duck away from that. So, good defense from Liston. There at the end of round 2. So, what do we got here? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 points. Another TKO point against Dijon. Only 3 points, all of them scored early, and all of them 1-pointers. From Dijon, yeah. Liston just took charge there with those uppercuts, upstairs and downstairs. All right, good stuff from Liston. Dijon, however, is like, well, that didn't work so well. He rolls an 11 for his mode check, and he's going to go inside himself. Try to give Liston a taste of his own medicine, huh? Both fighters inside. That's going to put us in the brawl column on open and high action. Let's see. Dijon was 3 points off. He's down to 12. Liston 2 points off, 17. And here we go to round 3. Both men staying close, sticking close to each other in this round. Liston over by 1. Dijon over by nothing. He got exactly what he needed, so this is Liston's control. 74 column A. 2-point combination to the body. And Liston in charge, 70. Ooh. Column A, that's a K5. All right, that's a B punch. Whoa, that's his jab. Wow. Wouldn't that be something? Something you don't see real often. But when someone's got a really good jab, they can cause a knockdown with it. So, all right. So DeJohn's chin is the first thing we have to look at here on that K check. Chin of 3. Result 21. That's not good. He's down. Wow. He does, in fact, go down from a pulverizing jab coming from Liston on the inside. Snap, and down he goes. All right, now can DeJohn get up? That's the next question. His will is 4, and we will roll. He needs an 8 or better to get up. The result is a 4. All right, now I think what I'll do, so the fight would be over here, but we want to look at how the TKOs work. So I'm going to ignore that. Let's just say, for the sake of example, that he had rolled a 12, and he did get up. The fight continues, and now we go to finisher checks. So for the next 2 segments, right here, at least, maybe more, for the next 2 segments, Liston gets these finisher segments. So we take his +3 rating, we add it as a modifier, and we look on this chart here. So 16 + 3, 19, drives DeJohn into the ropes with a wicked combination. It's another K check. And remember, DeJohn has a trait. Chin and will are not reduced by these knockdowns. So his chin remains 3. 67, he's not going down this time. That's a 3-point result, which isn't going to matter because there's still a finisher segment yet to come. So the second finisher segment, 5 + 3 is 8. Tries to load up for the big punch. This is Liston, but he can't land it cleanly. He does score a solid punch for 2 points in that segment. All right, so DeJohn has survived, for sake of our example, and now I'm going to take a moment and kind of assess where we are. So 6 points for the knockdown. So there's 2 more, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's 2 TKO points against. All right, so when you're thinking about the TKO conditions, the next thing you have to wonder is, well, did DeJohn lose the previous round by 6 or more? And he did. He lost it by 7. All right, so he has 4 TKO points against at this juncture. If he loses this round by 6, which he's well on his way to doing, and if Liston can score, he would need 12 more points. He would need 2 more TKO points in this round to stop him. Okay? That's where we are. All right, so we're back to normal action. And because of the knockdown, I do have to adjust DeJohn's CTN. His range shrinks from 11 to 20 to 12 through 20. And now we pick up the action knowing that DeJohn is 2 points away from a TKO stoppage. Liston in command here, 94, 2-point hook to the body. Oof, just continues to dominate here in round 3. Liston, again, 12-3 on control, 76. He scores a 1-point combo. However, he's going to get countered. On the inside is DeJohn is trying to do something to convince Liston to slow down. And he scores a 1-point cross, and there's a cut chance attached to it. His cut rating is 7. So Liston's cut rating is 7. He needs a 7 or better. He rolls a 10. He's okay. 3 segments remaining in round 3. And Liston in command with a 10. They both rolled 10. But Liston's command or control range is bigger. 23 is the result. 1-point cross. And 2 segments left. As these two battle it out on the inside, Liston in charge 32. That's a K9. He's an 8 on power. Just missed on this one. So that's a 2-point heavy uppercut. And we go to the final segment. Liston dominating this round, in which DeJean was down early. Liston still in charge. 67 column A. 1-point hook to finish things off. And let's add that up. So, let's see. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 points against. 20-1 is the blowout result of round 3, especially with the knockdown and the finisher segment, a good finisher segment in there. So that is a third TKO point against. So that makes a total of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points off is going to get DeJean down to 7. Liston only 2 off is down to 15. And in case you're wondering, this satisfies now the first condition for a TKO stoppage, and that is that we're close. We're only 1 point away from hitting that TKO rating of 6. So he has 5 TKO points against. So he's only 1 point away. So the first thing you have to ask yourself is, well, did he lose the previous round? We already talked about that. He did. He lost round 2 and round 3, both by a margin of 6 or better. So there is definitely a TKO watch in effect for round 4. So the referee will be watching DeJean closely here, and if Liston gets ahead in this round by a 6-point margin, he'll stop the fight regardless of whether DeJean is, if the dice say DeJean is able to continue or not. All right, so Liston on the inside wins that round handily. DeJean, of course, has to roll to change his mode. He rolls a 7. That's going to put him outside. So he's going to try to get a little bit more distance now. Makes sense. But Liston was pretty happy with punishing DeJean there. All right, so that CTN adjustment, because of the knockdown, is a permanent thing. I'll go ahead and carry it back into this column. There are no chin and will modifiers because DeJean has that trait that keeps those from going further down than they already are. Round 4, TKO watch in effect. Liston on the inside, 75. Punishes DeJean to the body with a combination. Second segment. Liston, 19 and 13, so almost high action, not quite, but Liston in command, 0-9, that was a 9. Uppercut to the body, that's a 1-pointer, but, the defense says it was shifted to column D. So his uppercut is blocked there as DeJean is trying to trying to stay in this a little longer. 0-6, same result. 1-point uppercut to the body. So this time it wasn't column D, it stayed in column A, and that counts. Now Liston is up by 3 points to 0. So he's getting close to a TKO stoppage. Liston still in charge, 61. This may do it right here. Big hook to the body. This is also a K check. KHB. All right, so DeJohn's chin of 3 comes back into question. On this roll of 76, it's going to be a 3-point stunner, and that's it. The punch margin is now 6-0. So 2 points for the combination, 1 for that uppercut to the body, and then that nasty, heavy, thunderous hook to the body that almost put DeJohn down, but he keeps his feet. And the referee's like, you know what? It doesn't matter. Looking at how this has gone, especially rounds 2 and 3, enough is enough. So we stop it right there, and that would be a 6th TKO point. So that's why the watch starts one early, right? When he was at 5, then we know we're headed toward that 6, and then a 6-0 advantage for Liston in this round, satisfies all the conditions. He lost the previous round by more than 6, and he has 6 TKO points equal to his rating or better, right? You can have fighters go well beyond their TKO rating. I've seen fighters with a TKO rating of 7 collect 10, 11, 12 TKO points and still stay in the fight. But in this case, DeJohn did not, because following that disastrous knockdown and house cleaning there, clock cleaning, I should say, in round 3, he had nothing in response, as it was all Liston. In round 4, the referee stops the fight at 1 minute plus a D20. So at 1:17 of round 4, Liston gets the TKO stoppage on Mike DeJohn. All right, there you go. Hope that helps.